best friends or whatever. But I do have to say that there are people that I remain friends with that are completely different than me and have completely political differences than me. And I think that's important to keep those people.
It'd be hard.
I wouldn't say not like at an arm's length, but I would say having a variety and a diverse amount of people in your life of all ages.
They challenge you,
right?
And
I think it's good to
encourage you to think differently than
yeah,
how you necessarily would naturally place yourself.
Exactly. And I think that it's so good to have a bunch of different friends that think a bunch of different ways because of a bunch of different experiences that they had. Like, for example, I went to a tea recently
I saw that.
with my new friends. And I've just always I just don't care who you are. I feel like if you're just trying to be your best self and you're like 5 years old or you're 50 years old, like, I just don't care. I just want to be friends with people that I feel like
are genuine.
That I feel like are, my people. We're jiving. There obviously has to be that there. But I've just learned so much through these people that I've met throughout the years that I'm not picking them because of their economic status or if they look like me or if they're the same age as me. I have friends all over the map because I think you learn so much from like different ages.
You do.
And different, experiences.
And
totally.
That's like the big thing I learned when I lived in Ireland. I know I come back to this all the time, but I lived in that house full of all these different people from all these different countries and they all had different personalities.
Right.
And it was insane.
And you got a lot of perspective from different people with different, and I think that is so important. And right now I feel like, and I won't get into this too much, but I feel like our nation is like super polar. And I think that we shouldn't polarize it even more. We should remain friends with people that we just don't understand and try to get to understand each other. Because I think at the end of the day that we really do, we can get down to the same, we can agree with the same things. Like if we
take away the hostility.
And take away like, oh, well, you're this group and you're that group. It's like,
right.
Well, we're all different. But I feel like exposing yourself to like listening to what people have to say.
I was going to say a little listening and a lot of understanding goes a long way.
A lot of listening.
And sometimes heavy breathing, deep breathing.
And before they even asked me my name, they asked me my political preference.
Because you're from the States?
Because I'm from America.
Yeah.
And everyone did that. Everyone was like, oh, Trump, how is he? And I'm just like, I don't really want to talk about that.
No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even comment. I didn't say what I liked either way.
Yeah.
I just spoke about myself and my own state and my own experiences. But that was a huge
Which
thing.
is kind of crazy that that's like their first question. Like that's like on the forefront.
Well,
of their
probably
minds.
That's what they see.
Anyway.
But then that, as an American, made me realize how unaware of things going on in the world that I was, but how aware they were of things going on in America.
Yeah.
But honestly, that's because they genuinely think America is the greatest country.
I know. Yeah.
Like everyone that I lived with, they were like, oh my gosh, how's America? And I'm like, but how's Spain? How's France?
Right,
How's all these other great places? And I just I didn't get it. I was like, why do you care about America?
Yeah. I think that's like the grass is greener on the other side.
Yeah, you want what you don't have.
Like we're seeing like Spain and all the cathedrals and stuff. And then we have like more modern buildings.
I've wanted to like go to a Gaudi, like the Gaudi's Cathedral since I was in third grade. I still want to.
Where is that?
Madrid.
This is like a 3-hour long podcast.
This is literally, don't apologize. We literally have been talking about speaking with you forever.
Yeah, we have. We've been so excited.
I'm just going to fangirl over you the more I drink. So,
yeah.
I literally the other night, was it Saturday night? I had the, no, I didn't have it on. But I have your Broads on Broad, and I have this one.
Yay! Wait, what is your Broads on Broad?
The black one.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that one.
And so I was like, if I wear my Broads on Broad shirt, do you think I'll be pandering to her? And John was like,
no, I love it.
John was like, did she create it? I was like, yeah. And he's like, well, I don't think it's fine.
Yeah. No, I love it. Whenever I came in, that made me feel like really like warm and like, I don't know. It made me feel really good.
I saw it on Field, and I was like, that's mine.
Yeah,
it's such a great color.
It is. And then Taylor Weatherford came in. It was at the so literally this is where I got the idea for Millennials Wining, the name. We were at the field opening and I was on hole 30, and so I couldn't eat anything. Even though it was all vegan, I still couldn't eat it. And I was
just like,
and I have to
double
keep
fisting
so
everything
right
from the table.
And so I was sitting there just like not eating anything because I was like, I don't know it's in any of this. It's probably a lot of soy and I can't eat soy. And then Taylor Weatherford came in, which we always see her walking around downtown.
It's like, where's Waldo, but where's Taylor?
Right. But we always find her.
Yeah.
And so we were talking with Taylor, and I just find her such a ray of sunshine.
She's amazing.
She's awesome.
She's amazing.
So it was the three of us standing against the table talking, and Taylor was just talking, and like I was just listening to her talk, and like just like some of the comments we were having, I was like, this is funny. And they were drinking, and I couldn't drink. And I was like, that'd be funny. What if we called it Millennials?
I love it.
And that was kind of where I just like left it.
Yeah.
And then we were in
And
bed.
it came to you in the shower, didn't it? Or something?
No, we were in bed, and I woke up and I was like, babe, you have to buy this domain. Buy this domain right now.
Yeah.
And so he like rolled over and bought the domain, and he bought a couple of them that sound similar. And anyways.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So I was like, buy it. And then I literally like, it was still like 8:30 in the morning. I did the Gmail. I did the Instagram.
Well, I just thought it was funny, the name to begin with. And then I realized the wine part. And I was like, okay, I get it now. So, we're being real punny and I'm into it.
I ordered you and Jen the wine glasses. And the woman accidentally sent back Millennials Winning.
Oh
and I was like,
she was like, you made a mistake.
Yeah. And I was like, this
we're
is
whining.
wrong. And so we have two that say Millennials Winning.
Oh my God, I love it.
So we still gonna drink out of them though?
Yeah.
Because we went in.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah.
But no, Maddie,
That's so funny.
Maddie told me about her dream one day of Millennials Wining. I was like, why haven't we started this? Because I've entered myself into this equation now. Like, I'm a part of this.
And
Hope you're okay with it.
And that's sometimes, like, even though you're the entrepreneur we're here to interview, like, that's what you need sometimes. Like, honestly, Jamie and I have been putzing this around for a couple years at this point. Like, she bought me that podcast mic May of 2017, which we'd been talking about it since before then. So we just been like, you know, talking about this, putting like, you know, just going back and forth. And then finally, once Ashlyn was like, fucking, like, this sounds awesome. Let's do it. And Lacey's like, cool, me too. And like, Lacey's taking notes on her phone. I'm like, shit, I guess we're doing this.
Yeah. And I was like, let's meet at Ubora.
Like,
we're
happening.
going right now and we're
Yes.
going to go put notes on this and talk about it. And we're doing it.
This was
And
like
she's like, all right, let's do it.
This was like December of 2018. I was like, 2019, it's happening. Like,
Yeah. We're like,
I
we're
love
getting
it.
this done.
This is like
And
our
that's what you
resolution.
have to do. Yeah. No, I love it.
Yeah, we're like, this is what this is going to be about, and this one, and this one, and this one. And she's like, okay.
And it's kind of like once, and like, even though I've kind of taken the steer of it, like, not, I mean, and Lacey's doing Instagram, and Ashlyn's going to be in charge of overseeing our website. But like, I just kind of needed like other people.
Yeah.
Kind of like, I needed my wheels.
Yeah.
Like, I needed other people. Like, I didn't have enough wheels to make it move.
Yeah.
Because
Well, you'll
I'm,
have a good group too, because like y'all all do like specific things.
well, and I'm a collaborator. I know that for sure. I love collaborating. I had a boss who thought it was weird. That thought like
Why?
Huh.
Your boss is weird. Sorry.
It's not
That
Jim.
was aggressive.
But I had a boss who thought collaboration was like coming with like a sign of weakness. And I'm like, I think, especially working in events, you get such more of a robust outcome.
yeah.
I'll tell Beyonce.
You
And I
need differing
think-
opinions, I think.
Yeah, and I think
Like,
that's with everything. Any sort of thing you want to come up with, you're going to have better people. The more people you're going to have a better outcome, the more people you have. So I think them coming on board was honestly like the push that we needed to actually make it happen. And so, yeah, and like Lacey has experience with social media, so like she's great for that. And Ashlyn had a blog, and so she's experienced with that. And so it's just, it's working with everybody.
It's a good team. And I think too, people think that you have to have all this stuff in line and you have to have this and you have
You
to
don't
have
have
that.
to
And
have all
it's
the
like,
answers. And that's what I'm like
And, like,
learning
we're-
too.
We don't.
yeah. And like, we're like
Yeah.
in your house right now, like and you have these like mics on the table. It's like, you don't have to have a studio. You don't have
I'm
to
at
have,
that point
that
too.
can come
Like,
in time.
you know, in this modern age with technology, you know, we're sitting in Maddie's living room. Like, why not just like
Yeah,
try it out
yeah.
and see
and I feel like everyone starts that
where
way.
it stems from
Hey,
here.
my favorite murder started that way, and now they're in the pod loft, so they're still there.
Right.
Well, and like Georgia's just able to buy a house. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's just cool things. Cool things can come from what the world we live in nowadays. Like, a lot of bad things get highlighted, but a lot of cool things can come from it too.
Yeah,
And so,
absolutely.
I'm just really excited for
Highlighting
this.
the good
And
in 2019.
yes,
Yeah.
and I'm really, really, really grateful that you agreed to come
Yeah,
on
I know.
because
Thank you.
it
No,
really
thank
does feel like we have a
y'all.
little local celebrity
Oh my God, you're
on
so
our
nice.
on our
Yeah, but
on,
now
on
you're
our
like
pod
our
couch.
friend.
Yes. No,
Which
listen,
we'd
we're
always
going
wanted.
to Metro
Yes.
and
Going out,
the Eagles
girl.
Nest and everywhere
Yes.
else.
Yes.
Hey, Crown Plaza, I want to go so bad.
Yes, and there too.
And thank you so much for posting because you really
Yes, thank
did.
you.
You really did help us get some more traction, and so that's
Oh.
been really awesome. And
Yeah.
we've had people start being like, "Oh, you guys are Millennials Wining," and
Yeah.
like that's really cool.
Yeah.
So
I'm so
we're
glad.
really excited to have local people who we can leverage.
And we
who-
can't wait to be
who
that
care.
same
do the same thing and do the same thing and be a leverage point for people who are also trying to do things, because we really do want to be something to help other people. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for all your time. Thank you for drinking our wine.
Yes, and now I have to pee.
Oh my God, I have to pee
so bad.
I have no shame to the break
I
earlier.
love that you just like, we're like, I gotta pee.
We'll take a quick break. Everyone can go pee real quick, and we'll come back with a millennial mention by Lacey.
Yay.
All right, we'll be right back. Okay, we are finally back. We just took the longest break. I had to run April around the entire house to show her all the Augusta goodies that
Which was amazing, and I might steal.
Auntie Ashlyn is so proud of Uncle Sean's paintings.
Yeah, and my uncle's art paintings. Like, look at his nudes. I'm just proud of my uncle's nudes.
They're all of me. I'm just kidding.
Okay, Auntie Ashlyn. All right, next.
So we want to go. All right, we're coming back with our millennial mention, and Lacey has this week's millennial mention.
Okay, so my millennial mention this week is Whitney Wolfe Herd. She probably, as many of you may know, is the founder of the app Bumble, which is not just a dating app. I've found out you can now connect with friends and business connections. So it's like a whole networking app, which I thought was cool. Like, I'm not on Bumble, but I just recently heard that they had expanded, which is probably
they did the friend one already. We knew about that.
Yeah, so I'm in this book club, and it's really great. And it honestly, like, when I moved back to Augusta, I didn't have very many friends here. And then I connected with these girls in this book club through my mom, actually, because she worked with a girl. And they all met on Bumble. So they're all from different states. So my friend Lizzie.
So cool.
It's so cool. So my friend Lizzie, who's on the pod, she is from New York. And she met a girl named Justine, who's from here. And they met a girl named April, who is from Pittsburgh. And they all like connected, and now they've just like grown our little friend group. Very
That's
like
so
there are
awesome.
so many of us, but it is so much fun, and they all met on Bumble.
Yeah, see, I'd heard of Bumble as like a dating app, Tinder 2.0, if you will.
It's hit or miss in the dating side.
But, they've expanded to, find friends and find, potential career opportunities on there. And I thought that was really cool. And she, I believe, is 29, so she's in that, millennial group. She was actually I think she was one of the original founders on Tinder, and then went on to found Bumble. So you go, girl.
I like Bumble. Thank you to her, because
I'm going
guys
to
aren't
kill
as
the cat.
disgusting. They can't just message you perverted expletive things. Like, you have to talk
We
to
should
them
do
first.
like a section eventually about like Tinder, like woes.
Is there like
I thought that was last
matchmaker
week.
in town?
So
I need to be with them.
I like my.
I'm the experiment
So
here.
What? If I wasn't an artist, I would be a matchmaker. Even though I probably wouldn't be very good
I mean,
at
you
it, but
could
I've
make
always thought
mad
about
You
it.
got anybody in mind?
Yeah, I was gonna, if you know anybody, let me
I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things that like you think you're really good at it, but you're not.
Yeah.
So what was really funny is my aunt, my uncle, they were married. They're divorced now, but they're still friends.
Auntie Ashlyn.
Yeah, my Uncle Sean, my Aunt Heidi, they're divorced, but they're best friends still. And
I
myself,
have a cousin and her ex-husband.
we were all on the same
It does
dating
have
app
that. I
at the
think
same
that's good.
time. I was like, this is fascinating.
Oh my gosh.
Was it
And
Coffee
so-
Meets Bagel?
Mm-hmm.
So
So
it
it's,
didn't work for me.
I really liked it. It's something you have to put time into. It's not something you can just like couple days in and like you
Is
have to
plenty
put
of fish
time in.
still a thing?
Yeah, that's
I
something
heard that got
Is
raunchy
it?
real
Really?
fast.
Yeah. However, like I
Really?
signed up for it, never used it. My aunt used it, and I signed up, and I still get emails, and they will not let you unsubscribe. John and I both get emails, and he's chasing the dog around. It's
They
adorable.
won't let
They won't
you?
let you unsubscribe. It's like, I swear it's probably illegal.
That is
But
illegal.
like literally, you get
that
put,
is
you get-
actually
you
illegal.
get like put in circles. You cannot unsubscribe. I get like one email like
Oh my
every
gosh.
6 months, so it's not often.
Well, that's how
But, like,
CarMax is. It's fine.
You click like unsubscribe, and it like just circles you back to the previous page.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyways,
I feel like I see the same guys on different dating apps, and then I see them in person, like downtown. And I'm like, oh,
I'm
God,
just
this
glad I
is
found my
weird.
forever D. Personally.
Yeah, I wish we were all that lucky.
But it was.
So are you dating too?
I'm not. No,
Okay.
not really.
So
She's
you're just like,
taken-
you're uninterested.
She's taken a vow of celibacy.
Oh,
Yeah, she has.
Are you
I
serious?
haven't. No, I have
She's
not.
a priestess.
I have not. No, it's not like that. I have not liked the prospects I've seen so far. So I'm just like, I'll sit it out and see.
And it's hard. And like, that was why because like, okay, so in Cumming where I grew up, you know everybody. Like, you've gone with the school with them since elementary school. So when I moved to Augusta, I was like, prime time. I'm going to find somebody for me.
I'm open to it. I just like haven't